More evidence today that investors and consumers are feeling more optimistic. The index of consumer sentiment hits its highest level since January. Respondents cited the potential positive impact of new economic policies and rising expectations that the economy and the job market will strengthen in the coming years.
And that newfound optimism was also evident in the most recent CNBC All-America survey. Steve Leisman has the results.
The election of Donald Trump has brought with it a surge in optimism in the United States over the economy and stocks not seen in years. The CNBC All-America Economic Survey for the fourth quarter finds that the percentage of Americans who believe the economy will get better in the next year jumped an unprecedented 17 points to 42%. That compares with results before the election. It's the highest level since President Barack Obama was first elected in 2008. The surge is powered by Republicans and independents reversing their outlooks. Republicans swung from deeply pessimistic, with just 15% saying the economy would improve in the next year, to strongly optimistic now, with 74% believing in an economic upswing.
Absolutely. Republicans are pushing that optimism up. But guess what? So are independents, and they are an important part of the country, too. For so long, we've had Democrats being kind of the lone voice of optimism, and that tends to shift when you have a change in leadership in Congress and in the Senate and in the presidency.
The poll of 800 Americans around the country has a margin of error of 3.5 percentage points. It found a majority of Americans say they are, quote, comfortable and prepared to support a Trump presidency. 56% of respondents who now back the president-elect represent a sharp change from the 43% who were asked the question just before the election.
Coming out of an election that was as angry and bitterly divided as any of us have seen in our lifetimes, it is surprising and honestly a little bit gratifying to see that a majority of Americans are willing to give this new president a shot.
The poll also finds 40% of Americans saying now is a good time to invest in stocks. That's up 10 points from before the election. Again, Democrats became somewhat more negative on stocks, while Republicans grew significantly more optimistic. The poll suggests the president-elect is onto something with his concern over jobs in the U.S. 40% of Americans say keeping jobs from moving overseas should be his top priority. It's the top choice for Republicans, independents, and Democrats. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Steve Leisman.